In programming, making decisions based on conditions is crucial. In C#, we use Boolean logic to evaluate true and false values, which dictate the flow of our applications. Understanding how to manipulate these values is essential for effective programming. This lesson will delve into the fundamentals of Boolean logic, focusing on how true and false values influence program decisions. Don't worry if this feels new at first. This section covers what's Boolean logic. Boolean logic is named after the mathematician George Boole, who developed a system of algebraic notation for logic. In programming, Boolean values are typically represented by two states, true and false. These values are fundamental in controlling the flow of a program, allowing us to execute different blocks of code based on certain conditions. Understanding Boolean values, let's dig in. In C#, a Boolean value is represented by the bool data type. This type can only hold one of two values. First, true indicates a condition that's satisfied. Finally, false indicates a condition that's not satisfied. For example, consider a simple comparison. See the example on this slide. Pause if you want to study the details. In this case, the expression 5 greater than 3 is true, so the variable is greater will hold the value true. This section covers using Boolean logic in conditional statements. Conditional statements in C# allow us to execute specific blocks of code based on the evaluation of Boolean expressions. The most common conditional statement is the if statement. Here's how it works. The samples on screen walk through this step. Take a moment to read through them. In this example, since 10 greater than 5 evaluates to true, the message number is greater than 5 will be printed to the console. Combining Boolean expressions, let's dig in. Sometimes we need to evaluate multiple conditions at once. C# provides logical operators to combine Boolean expressions. First, an and returns true if both expressions are true. Also, or returns true if at least one expression is true. Finally, not returns true if the expression is false. Here's an example demonstrating the use of these operators. See the example on this slide. Pause if you want to study the details. In this case, the condition checks if age is greater than or equal to 18 and if has permission is true. Since both conditions are satisfied, the message "you can enter the club" will be displayed. In this lesson, we explored the concept of Boolean logic in C#. We defined Boolean values, learned how to use them in conditional statements, and discovered how to combine multiple expressions using logical operators. Understanding these concepts is fundamental for making decisions in your programs. Go ahead and work through this exercise. First, write a program that checks if a number is even or odd. Use the modulus operator to determine this. Also, create a conditional statement that checks if a user is eligible to vote based on their age, 18 and above. Also, combine conditions to check if a person is eligible for a senior citizen discount, age 65 and above, and has a membership card. Finally, experiment with the not operator by reversing the outcome of a Boolean expression.